All right, thanks for joining me for this segment. I'm going to jump right in. So I want to talk with those of you who are entrepreneurs and coaches, those of you who have built businesses, but you aren't actually teaching other people how to build businesses. So I want to address this today because this is a really important factor, because sometimes people are missing out on being able to expand what they do and what they offer as it relates to services, because they're thinking, well, that's not my primary thing. I built my business, yes, but I am not a business builder, so to speak, to start coaching other people. That's not my expertise. That's not my lane. That's not where I shine in my authority. Well, here's the deal. You need to expand what you do. And also, you actually are an expert to someone who doesn't know what you know. And so it's stepping into being the one or two steps ahead expert. And there are a variety of ways that you can do that, even without having to provide some traditional type of service, like a one-on-one coaching or consulting around this, even though I am going to encourage you to actually do that, even if it's not something that you're doing regularly, but maybe you are providing some type of workshop or mastermind around that, where you actually can help those who are starting up and desiring to start up. You can be able to facilitate something, for them. And I actually have resources and products around this. I'll make sure that I have some of that information in the description. But today I wanted to be a champion to those of you who haven't even considered this, who haven't looked at what it took for you to start your business. And some of you enrolled coaches to help you start your business. And again, thinking, well, I'm not a business developer, I'm not a business coach, but you have knowledge. You do have knowledge of how do you get started with this process. So you certainly can offer that to someone, again, being the one or two steps ahead expert. And then also, too, it could be a great way for you to segue to someone who maybe coached you for business or so, and work out some type of referral exchange. So there's multiple ways that you can do this, but my empowerment is that you actually step into that role in some format. And again, even if you do this and it's a one-off that consistently pays off, that's fine. It's just, do not neglect that gift and not, how can I say it, and withhold that from individuals who actually need the information, and they actually need it from you. And some of you are probably thinking, but there's tons of business coaches, business developers. What does my voice just around this experience? And I wasn't even that great at what I did. I failed several times before I did that. Well, someone needs to know that too, because maybe they're at that point and they can be inspired by someone who actually stuck it out, and they can learn from that. So again, show up in some format of this if you are not already doing this. And also, for those of you, maybe you have done that in the past, I'm going to invite you to revisit it anew, create something fresh around it. All right. Or even if you have something, times have changed. As we know in business, things change consistently. So information gets, outdated for sure. Now, principles and certain concepts, of course, are going to be timeless. And that's why, whether you're providing some type of motivation for individuals in their building process, those are timeless types of renderings, so to speak, especially if you create them in products. So that's something I want to talk about, is you actually doing product development around your business journey and things that you think would be important. What are 3 to 5 things that you think emerging business owners should know? Or 3 to 5 things when developing a business, that entrepreneurs should know. All right. So you have information, you have, be prepared kind of for the long game, but here are things that you can do to succeed in the short and mid to the long term. All right. So there's different things that you can provide, but also stepping up to provide some type of session of just helping people to brainstorm, and then they can start their developmental process. All right. You don't have to be the constructor or the Bob the builder for their initiative, but you can be the one who actually invites them into that type of experience to get started. And then they can start to do the architect aspect themselves, but you can at least help them plan it, at least help provide the blueprint and get them on the right track, for success. All right. So when it comes to developing products, you can use Kindle Direct Publishing. It's free to use, self-publishing platform of Amazon, print on demand. It's free to use. You can be published in 24 to 72 hours. You don't even need an ISBN or even a fancy book cover. They have book cover templates or so. You can use that and be able to provide some type of low to medium content type of publication. It can be 30 to 70 pages, all right? Then also too, you can provide some type of digital product around this particular initiative. And you can use Zoom recordings and upload them to a platform called Gumroad, which is free to use and very easy to sell off of that platform. And so those are products that you have as it relates to business development or business birthing, so to speak, all right? And being able to provide that, and then maybe those are companion companion types of products or prerequisite products for someone to work with you, all right? Now, for those of you like, well, no, I'm not trying to take that on to be this business developer coach, so to speak, then again, you can provide some type of workshop or say seasonal, like what people do, seasonal tax season. They're not necessarily working that all through the year, but during a certain time of the year, it's a seasonal thing that they do. So you can choose to do that too and say, I have a few power hour sessions open that if you want to do some business building, brainstorming and jump starting, then you can be able to provide that support, right? And then let it be the one-off that consistently pays off if you only want to do it one time. The main thing is that be able to provide a contribution from your experience around this. Again, some of you will just produce products and then that's it. But you can also build a platform that doesn't have to be a main website. You don't have to do any investment. You can create a platform on tumblr.com and be able to then create some type of 3 to 5 part blog series. It's a micro blog, and then put your products and then put that you're available for this service if you choose to. You can also write articles on Medium and on LinkedIn just about this initiative, all right? Just letting it be known that you can actually serve in this area. And a great majority of the time, people will end up buying the products, right? But if you do have some type of mastermind or some type of session that people want some hands-on, then like I said, you can make yourself available for that, but maybe you're only doing it during a certain season, but you're actually year-round when you have those products, because the products can serve anybody at any time, all right? So I just want to come forth, and you can see I'm very passionate about this, and just emphasize that this is a way for you to be able to masterfully leverage your experience and step up in some areas where you feel that's not your dominant thing, but because you've had the experience, just see how can you serve from that experience. Because once you have an experience and you serve from it, guess what happens? Then you've created another experience, because that will bring forth questions, that will bring forth. So it can be the gift that keeps on giving, but you have to make the determination in terms of, how expansive you want this to be. But I've simplified it for you by just saying, create a publication and some type of digital product, and then put it on a platform and let that be what it is, and just market that as you feel guided, or trust that SEO will bring it up when people Google search it or so. But again, just step into that role in whatever way you feel guided. So that is my wisdom to impart and championship and empowerment to you during this segment. And I certainly look forward to being back with you soon. Until then, continue to make magnate moves, and I'm wishing you all the best.